Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Saeed Shohani. I'm a transport planner from the group, from the London. And I just take on what my colleague Jamie left behind. He kind of thoroughly described what our group is about, what we're trying to achieve in this big major exercise for Lahore division, a division with 20 million people now, and we're thinking of probably a forecast of up to 50 to 55 million in 30 years' time. So there's a big task in front of us. I'm sure we will do with the joint help that we have with Asian counterpart, my colleagues from Asian, the transport engineers, who've been doing a fantastic job in the past few weeks with huge amount of surveys, traffic and transportation surveys in difficult conditions, difficult environment. Sometimes they had to repeat because of the weather condition and so forth. Lahore being a historical city, historical town with almost 2,000 years of history. So I believe we have an interesting task, a difficult task, but with the joint venture we have with Asian and the team that we have put together, from economics to the urban planners, planning departments, the infrastructure department. Each department has 2 or 3 members working almost full time on this master plan. In terms of transportation, I think there are great opportunities here in Lahore that we would like to rectify where there is issues, problems, like, for example, the ridership issue on the metro, the low ridership, how we can engage the private sector, if possible, in running some of the services, if possible, getting the experiences from other cities around the world, probably including the UK, if possible, that how private sector can be engaged in running some of the services with a proper regulation from the authorities. Because I believe personally, letting the private sector run a service, all they're after is profit. Maybe some other aspects will be forgotten about, but with a regulatory body from the authorities, this can be done properly. In terms of transportation, I would like to put in place a sustainable transport system that is workable for the next 30 years, combining from a hierarchy from the public transport side, from mass transit lines, most likely to meet that population, that 50 million or 55 million population with the car ownership we need to forecast. There will be more capacity needed on the roads. Obviously, we're not going to just build more lanes on the highways. What I see here, the main arterial roads are doing well, but we need to interconnect all these different types of transport system. So we have a viable transport system for a person who leaves the house in the morning, can either cycle or walk to the nearest bus stop, go to the nearest metro station, and then catch the metro to her or his work. Streamline this transport way of travel to work, to and from work, and cut down the number of car trips on the roads. That's our main objectives, to cut down on the number of car trips, push everyone, if possible, onto the public transport, onto cycle, encourage people to walk more and cycle to work, and use the future technology that is ahead, is coming towards us. The 5G has enormous potential. advancement we have in the future, we have plenty on our hand how we can implement this for Lahore, because we can't say because this technology belongs to the, let's say, Europe or North America. No. With the experiences I've had in Lahore in the past week or so, I know how well everybody has access to a smartphone, and everyone can use apps to order maybe a minicab or Uber. I don't know if Uber is running in this city or not. So these are great potential. With the number of universities here, the educated young people, I'm sure the whole master plan will be a successful. Looking at the sustainability, looking at the climate change, what we're talking about in the whole world are talking about this climate change. This has to change, and there's no doubt about it. This wave is coming towards Pakistan sooner or later. In the UK, by 2030, no new car will be available which is running on fossil fuel. Every single car will be electrically charged. Our master plan are looking into these issues, this future technology, as I mentioned before, that is coming our way. Yeah, for sure, our infrastructure group will look into the number of charging points that are needed or required per each kilometer or hundreds of kilometers of road, so electric cars can come in and charge the cars and continue with their the destination. This is the transport system that we are planning to bringing into our master plan. To meet that population level of almost 55 or maybe even more million people in the future, obviously you need to have a good transportation system to meet that demand. Not only transportation, all the other infrastructure requirements, from utility, from electricity to water, drainage, and so forth. These are part of our master plan tasks. And during the implementation stage, which is almost final stage of our tasks in this master plan, we will come up with short-term projects that will need to be implemented to bring about a real life into the master planning.